Hello and welcome to Scarred Lands Sins of Shelzar, episode 20, Reunited. Though not quite yet, we are working on it. So when last we met, the group was split up. Half of them, well, a small portion of the group was in Leoni, where they had met with this lovely Manticora bard who had at first maybe been a little bit standoffish or possibly even antagonistic, but they slowly gained sort of a mutual respect. Ithrin and Brec did with this bard, and they sort of have taken the first steps of, one might even say, a friendship, as they dealt with a aging woman who is getting set up for the Native Chronicles, a tattoo artist who may or may not be suffering from a bit of dementia. But they were able to pull that situation together and eventually unite in the inn where we left them last. Meanwhile, the rest of the party was down in the Iron Court, well, part of the Iron Court, where Alland unexpectedly ran into her polycule, her spouses, and after some interpersonal drama, I guess we can say, succeeded in achieving a divorce. Does that sound about like where we parked to everyone?
Yep.
Beautiful. So I'd like to actually pick up the action first down in the desert with our good friends that are there. Now, Aland, Haiku, you and Lulu, you had all sort of wandered off and eventually were making your way back to the rest of the party. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Excellent. I'll go ahead and just move everybody over there. And while you're doing that, Lulu, the Ironbred that was sparring with you, the priest of Enkili, as you're sort of regrouping, and I assume packing up as if like it's time to get out of town type of thing, that Ironbred starts approaching your camp and is sort of whistling a tune as he walks up. He says, Lulu, we didn't get to finish our spar.
You're muted, Lulu.
I'm ready to finish it if you are.
Well, I mean, we could. Is your friends okay? Alan seems upset.
That's just her face. She likes to be upset. She's fine.
Right on. Well, yeah. Do you want to head back into the town square then, or do you want to just finish things up here by your camp? It looks like your friends might need some help with this. Can I help you all break down your camp?
You guys, I think I'll look at Alan and be like, Alan, do you want his help?
I'm just like making this face. Like,
I'm gonna go with no.
There's smoke coming out of my nose.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with you don't need help with the camp.
Okay. He starts to turn like he's going to head back into the city and stops and turns back. Says, did I overhear that you are heading toward Leoni?
Yep.
And what, pray tell, takes you there?
Our friend? What takes us there? I don't remember.
Well, you know that Haiku has a delivery to make, but you also know that the Night of Chronicles is coming up.
Okay, so I'm gonna say our friends and the Night of Chronicles.
He says, and takes a couple more steps and then says, stops again and turns back and says, you know, you'll never make it on foot in time for the Night of Chronicles.
What do you think we need to do?
Well, I happen to be heading there myself. I'm expecting my ride in the morning. If you would like to join us, we can
I
get
think I
you.
definitely will again look at Alan. Alan, do we want to join him if we're not going to make it?
Sure. Why not?
All right, I guess we'll join you.
Wonderful. Then you should probably keep your camp up for the night at least, and we'll sail out first light.
Okay, I guess we can finish our spar then.
Oh yes, let us.
Beat his ass.
And he takes you into the back into the city, where you're squared up, and there's people that are sort of betting. Now it's kind of turned into just like a small, impromptu fight pit in the middle of the city, pretty much.
Good.
And he says, now take it easy on me. I'm old and fragile and a man of the cloth, so I'm not used to all this physical violence.
Okay.
Why would you agree to spar with Lulu?
That's a wonderful question. Are any of you going to watch this?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm in for the fight for sure.
Feel free to move yourself over there as needed. He squares off with Lulu and gives, basically, he seems to be like he's waiting for you to throw the first punch.
I think I'm gonna go for like MMA tackle to the ground so that we can grapple around.
Excellent. Go ahead and make an athletics check. See if you can get him down.
Well, that was a nat 1, but my athletics is my best score, so I got an 8.
Excellent. You dive at him, and he kind of steps in the way of you as you're coming towards him, and you're pretty sure you've got a good solid grip on him. When suddenly all you can see and taste is sand. As those of you who are watching, you see this Ironbred just kind of, almost like with a smile, kind of step into the way of Lulu as she swings wide to grab him, and just grab onto her wrist with like 2 fingers and spin her around and completely reverse the hold and just shove her face first into the sand.
Oh, so he is Ip Man. Okay.
He does not hold you there. He steps back and gives you room to stand up.
I'll sweep his leg.
Excellent. Sweep the leg. Go ahead and roll. Make a unarmed strike attack, please.
Unarmed strike. That is a 22.
Oh, that definitely hits. Yeah. So are you just trying to trip him, or are you trying to do damage as well?
No, I'm taking this definitely as like just a playfully fight, not a I'm trying to hurt him thing.
You put him on his ass, and he lets out like a belly laugh. Like, good show. And he then sits up and almost making like a theatrical production of it, like sits up and slowly stands up and is like grabbing at joints as he does so. Says, "You've got quite a bit of power."
I feel like it's rude if I don't wait for him to swing at some point.
Yeah, you do notice he doesn't seem to be wanting to swing at all.
I think I'll ask him, like, do you want to try to take a hit?
Oh, yeah, I can do that. Sure.
I will try to dodge it.
It's been a while since I've swung at anyone in anger. Let me know how I'm doing. And he balls
One
up his
second,
fist.
Travis.
Yes.
Can I cast Hex like quietly and like without anybody noticing?
You can make a sleight of hand check to see if you can cast Hex quietly without anybody noticing.
I want to cast Hex on Lulu.
Oh, am I aware of it?
That depends on his sleight of hand
we're
check.
gonna find
Do I get to roll to see if I notice?
That's gonna be an 18.
Yeah, go ahead and roll perception, if you don't mind.
Oh, actually, because it's +5, so 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 20, wait, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 23.
I'm going to use my lucky against him. I like that Travis is just laughing.
Go for it.
All right. So I'm going to replace his dice roll with mine.
Okay.
I got a 5.
Okay. Excellent. And what's your passive perception?
14.
Okay, so you do notice that Haiku is kind of like behind Alan, like reaching around and like doing something with his fingers, but you have no idea what he's doing.
Okay.
And you are under the effects of a hex. So what are you hexing her with?
Strength checks.
Disadvantage on them?
Yeah.
Excellent. So the Ironbread balls up his fist and just takes a swing at you. Like a haymaker. It's nothing fancy, nothing pretty. Does a 17 hit you?
Yes.
Yeah, he decks you in the face and you take 1 point of damage.
Right.
He says, "Oh goodness, are you okay?"
What a prick.
That was nothing. I don't know how long a spar is supposed to go and stuff like that because I don't really want to hurt him, but should we keep going or?
No, I mean you can you know we can narrate the rest of the
You can chicken out
combat.
if you want.
They
I'll make the roll. That's okay. If Travis gives me ideas, I'm happy to roll for them. I just am not as creative as he is.
No, you're good. You two are kind of going back and forth a little bit, and as you do, you notice that like he'll hit you, and you'll get sore for a second, and then the next time he hits you, it's like the pain from the previous hit went away, and the second hit doesn't deal any pain. And he seems to be. Go ahead and give me an insight check if you don't mind. You can make one, Lulu, and we'll say Alan and Haiku, who are both watching, can also make one.
15.
Excellent.
17.
Wonderful. And,
I got 9.
Okay, Alan, you don't notice or probably care much, but
That's fair.
the rest of you do notice that He seems to be doing everything in his power to make Lulu look good. Up to and including, you notice on those alternating hits, you can see his lips moving, and Lulu, you can hear just the slightest under his breath of him saying something. And it occurs to you that he seems to be using a cure wounds spell. So like he'll hit you and then slap you with a cure, and then hit you and then slap you with a cure. And this goes on for about 3 or 4 minutes before he finally takes a dive, and says, "Okay, enough. I surrender. You've bested me."
I think that I'll just, good game, high five type of thing.
Excellent. You see people like exchanging money, for over their bets and whatnot. But yeah, that he says this was fun. Thank you. I haven't had a good workout in some time. Maybe I'm getting a little softer on the midsection in my old age, but in the meantime, I hope you have a restful sleep. Please make sure your camp is packed up at first light. Our ride should be here by then, and they'll want to leave pretty quickly. They are on a timetable.
Sounds good. I don't think you're rusty in your old age at all. I think that you're right on it.
He smiles and says, "Thank you," and turns and walks away. As he's taking off, he does kind of look over at Alan and smile and nod and just politely before he takes off, headed northward.
I don't trust him at all.
So Travis,
Yes.
I feel like I was hoping I was watching this too.
Oh, sure. Okay, yeah. I didn't see you had moved yourself over there.
Yeah.
Did you want to
as
interject?
a good fighter, I feel like, can I roll to notice that this was not a good fight?
Yeah, absolutely. Make an insight check to see what's...
I got a 23.
You can definitely tell that the Iron Bread was playing with her and was helping her, basically, and took a dive. Like, there was no... He was not trying in that fight.
I definitely want to go talk about it, but I don't know if we're still here.
Yeah, you're all still there. Who did you want to go...
Like, are we still here? Or are we going someplace else?
Yeah, who did you want to speak to?
I'm going to go over to Lulu, and I'm going to be like, that was awful.
I'm going to say, all practice is good practice.
That wasn't practice. That person wasn't even trying.
Well, it was practice for me then, because I apparently would have got my ass kicked.
What? Are we all, or is Haiku and Alan?
Yeah, everybody's pretty much
I'll
right
move
there.
closer to hear what you were saying.
Yeah. Why was that guy asking to fight and then not trying? That's not how people fight. That's not right.
Sus.
Yes, very sus.
I think that Lulu is a really blunt person, so she would probably, at that point, talking about the fight, look at Haiku and be like, what were you doing with your fingers?
I was trying to cast Hex on him, but I guess my magic isn't as strong as it used to be.
Travis, when a hex hits me versus him, do I feel that? What is that?
You have no way of knowing that you've been hexed unless you have like detect magic or something like that.
Okay. I'll accept his answer.
Is that why he wasn't good at fighting, maybe? Did you hex?
No, it totally didn't work.
So he is suspicious still.
Yeah, I'm gonna walk off.
Goodbye, friend.
Wonderful. Is anyone doing anything else in this downtime while you're waiting for the morning to roll around?
I'll make sure my instrument is strung appropriately. And that's it.
All right. Charlung, anything you're working on? Any downtime that anyone's working on?
No, I finished up the tattoo that I was working on. We're not here long enough to do anything super special for anyone, but if anyone wanted a tattoo, I'd try to make a little money.
Okay.
Yeah, I wanna. Can I get one? I would like a Misty Step tattoo.
So I don't have the ink, like the special inks needed to do a magical tattoo, but like if you just wanted an artful tattoo, like I'm gonna try to like sell to people at the camp if anyone wants something small or quick.
You could buy the inks here.
Oh, they
Mother-
was there?
Mother Lulu has some if you have the coin.
Oh, we could get some inks here. So we would need to figure out how much Misty Step tattoo would cost.
That's a level 1 spell, right?
I think it's 2.
Okay, the magical inks are 300 gold per level of the spell.
Damn. 1 second. Yeah, I can't afford that. Never mind, I guess.
Yeah, coin is a thing.
Yeah, and I only have to spend half as much
Okay.
with craft.
So you could do it with 300 gold worth of ink, right?
Yeah.
No. Yes.
Yeah, if it's a level 2 spell. As an extra, just once per day natural thing. But it would take me 3 days to inscribe it.
Well, you will have time during your transit.
Yeah.
You all rest. The next morning you wake and find a airship floating over the camp.
Oh.
Yeah, you're all aware that this is extremely rare, but they are not completely unheard of in the Scarred Lands. Usually they belong to either someone who is extremely powerful in terms of personal wealth or extremely powerful in terms of personal magic. But there's a rope ladder, and Roan is hanging out at the base of it and basically sort of waves you over once you have woke up and packed up your camp.
I'm gonna like walk towards Alan and be like, are people in the tribe usually this like resourced?
No, and I'm curious as to whether he owns this or how did he arrange this. We're gonna need to figure it out.
And you see too, like the Ironbred and orcs from the tribe that are awake at this hour are all kind of oohing and eyeing up at the ship as well. Like this seems to be a new sight for pretty much everyone present.
All right. Can I have concealed weapons?
Do you have any weapons that would be imaginably concealable? I mean, I assume you're all bringing your weapons with you anyway, so you're carrying your warhammer.
Yeah.
Your big ass war mallet. So.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if you want to conceal some weapons, you can too.
Some like Assassin's Creed, like shankies. That's what I'm gonna call them.
Yeah, that's fine.
Just in case.
You all hop up on the rope ladder then and head up.
Yeah.
And Tori, you made your roll for completing a rest, yes?
I shall. Yes, I did.
Excellent. So when you all get on board, at the top deck of this ship, it's a pretty sizable sailing ship, and you do notice some flags on it. Why doesn't everyone that's present make a history check, if you don't mind?
Ugh. That was like a 5+. Jesus.
I got a 5 total.
7. What'd you get?
I got a 7.
I got a nat 20.
I got a 3.
So 20.
Nice.
Excellent. So only everybody pretty much botched it up except for
Tan.
Tan. Is that
I
correct?
surprisingly got an 18.
Okay. So Charlung and Tan, you both recognize on the crow's nest there are 2 flags. One is the flag of the Mithril Navy. Mithril is a city on the east coast, on the coast of the Blood Sea, that is sort of the home of Corian's faith. It's famous because during the Titans War, Corian sent the Mithril Golem, who the city is named after, there to protect the shores when Kadum was being killed. And it's like this 100-foot tall mithril statue that is still there, that holds like the Temple of Corian in his hands. And flying above that flag, you see a flag that you associate with a group known as the Empire of the Sea, who are pirates that operate, again, mostly on the Blood Sea. It's very strange to see either of these flags this far west. And also, to the best of your knowledge, neither of those organizations has an airship. And
sorry.
you see a gnomish woman standing on the deck as you come up. She's wearing, like, it looks like a 5-car pileup of bad pirate stereotypes have happened in her wardrobe, and then she just put them all on. So she has, like, a parrot on her shoulder, like a trifold hat that has, like, this obscenely, probably about as long as she is tall, feather sticking out of it. She has an eye patch on one eye and another eye patch, like, up here on her forehead on the other eye. Her coat has tails that drag about a foot behind her on the ground, and everything where the second layer of clothing is exposed is ruffly.
She sounds excellent.
And she says, "Avast ye landlubbers! We cut rope in 5. We set sail. Batten down the hatches. Flibber the gibbets." And she runs over to Rowan and, like, climbs up him and gives him a big hug. And he sort of slowly pats her on the back and says, "Hello, Opal. It is good to see you again." She says, "Normally we wouldn't come this far out of our way, but there's no way I could leave my favorite priest stranded if he be needing a ride to the Night of Chronicles. Who are these landlubbers be riding with you?" "Are." He says, "These are some friends of mine. They're also headed to Leoni. Thank you very much for the ride." And he starts to reach for his coin purse, and she draws her scimitar and, like, slaps him on the wrist with the flat of the blade, and says, "Your coin be no good here," and puts it away. "I still owe you my life, and I will not forget it." And she turns on her heel and says, "If it may take you a day or two to find your sky legs, if you be needing to vacate your stomachs, point the dangerous end over the edge." And she starts climbing up to the crow's nest, shouting out, "Tighten that rope and pull that sail and twinkle your fingers at that thing," and just shouting commands at people.
Could you imagine the person getting rained on from above by someone?
I am going to aim for Ruby Love's house.
And you take off into the sky.
Fantastic.
Is there anything by airship? This trip is going to be a week, which is 8 days on Skarn. So, is there anything that you would like to do over the course of that 8 days? You basically have 8 days of downtime.
Cool. Is there a way, since I'm a blacksmith and a tinkerer, that I can? Because I was thinking, like in MMOs, you can just, I don't know, get a gem and make your shield like +4 instead of +2, or your weapons plus something.
Right.
Can I do something that? Can I do things like that as a blacksmith?
Yes. So you can try to, in order to get like an actual plus, you would need some sort of magical source to enchant it, or some sort of magical metals to work with. You probably don't have either of those on hand on the ship. But there are some things that you can do. So like, for example, if you wanted to silver your weapon, you could do so. If you wanted to, well, you probably also won't have access to a forge. Yeah, actually, there is a forge here you can use. So that'll be fine. You could silver your weapon. If you have access to adamantine, any metals of adamantine, you could add adamantine to your weapon. Those would probably be the only things you'd be able to do without having access to direct magic.
Okay. Cool.
But if you want to spend your downtime doing that, you can.
I do. I want to. I don't know, silver my hammer.
Okay, you can work silver into it. Go ahead and give me a. That would be probably a wisdom or intelligence, whichever you prefer, check using your your blacksmith tools proficiency. So, wisdom or intelligence, whichever's better, plus your proficiency bonus.
So that was 13.
Okay.
Which is not that great.
That's enough, though. So your weapon will be considered silvered. So if that beats any creature's damage reduction, or damage resistance, I should say, it will apply normally. And you asked something, Mike?
Yeah. I'm gonna go to Owl and I'm gonna say, so can you, like, my horns are like all fucked up. They're like all like and like ripped in half and stuff like that. So can you like make like I guess like a jewelry or kind of like this like appendage like thing to complete them? So like brass,
like Loki, like
yeah,
the helmet.
but to like finish it off so it looks more like a piercing or like some kind of like weird like jewelry thing.
Oh, I dig it. I started sketching immediately.
Yeah, see, you're traveling by map right now, and if you look at the Twitch screen, you can see you're flying about 1,000 miles. So you're moving a pretty good clip.
What's interesting, I think we could probably amongst us, what do we need to like actually craft a magical item?
Depends on
Does
the
someone need to make that magic jewelry for? If Mike was doing something for that, like what would we need to do to enchant that?
I mean, generally speaking, you'd need like the spell that it's creating. Sometimes you would need some sort of reagents to hold the magic. It would kind of depend on what you wanted to do.
Yeah.
Usually,
material is in a spellcaster, right?
Right.
No.
Right.
Yeah.
Materials a spellcaster and a set of tools appropriate to the item. So, for example,
Jewelers.
jeweler's kit or tinker's tools.
Cool. I'm
do
gonna
have-
try to sell my art.
Oh, see if anyone on the ship.
boat.
Yeah, they all are down. Like, yeah, tap me up.
Yeah.
You notice that. Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna ask you because me and Charlon are the only people who knew about the history. Is that, should that like be influential, or do we not really care? That, I mean, they kind of explain, oh, we came a long way for you.
I mean, it's up to you as to whether or not that piques your curiosity. You do know that it's odd that they would be flying a pirate flag plus a flag of the of Mithril. That is strange, but if you don't want to pry about it, there's nothing. It doesn't like set off any like, oh shit, we're in trouble alarms, if that's what you're asking.
I mean, I would just kind of try to probe some of that information out of them through, like, talking about tattoos and stories and culture and, like, so why the double flag, like, doesn't mean anything to you personally, and, like, trying to, like, come up with a tattoo for somebody,
Sure. Go ahead and give me a persuasion check if you don't mind there.
Sure. Oh, come on. Can I have advantage on that for my lucky? I'll use my lucky on that because that was a botch.
Okay, very good.
I'll take the 24.
All right. Yeah, they explained to you actually that they are still a part of their privateer order, but they've basically contracted themselves out to Mithril enough that Mithril has provided them a flag. So they're, pirates for justice.
Interesting.
I think I would also want to try to gain information about Mithril, unless we should know who Mithril is.
Oh, what? Well, Mithril is the city, but yeah, you can.
I love how I say who. At all times.
Yeah, you gather that. So Mithril is the city that is located, like I said, on the eastern coast. It's run semi-democratically, but the Church of Corian has an absurd amount of influence there. It's right near. It's on a peninsula that's right near the Toa Islands, which are sort of an infamous area filled with pirates in the Blood Sea. And they do spend a lot of their time and resources kind of fighting off piracy because Mithril is one of the main ports that ships to Bloodport in the Heartsblood Archipelago as well as to Termana from the eastern coast. So there's a lot of those pirates that stay in the Toa Islands do a lot of business sort of hitting smaller vessels and things like that throughout the area. You also get the impression in asking around, Tan, that everyone on the ship, they don't really get into the story, but everyone on the ship pretty much indicates to you that they owe their lives and the life of the ship to Rowan's actions while he was on their crew.
And do we know is this the same religious people that we've already messed with before? Or I've messed with before?
We got messed with.
Oh, are you talking about the Juggalos? No, it's not.
I didn't mean that type of mess. Come on, Travis.
It is an appropriate time for that, though.
I meant more like the
priest at the parade
the priest.
that made her tattoo burn.
No, so the priests that you ran into before were from Monoway, who is revered among a lot of pirates, but Mithril reveres the main church in Mithril is Corian, who is sort of the like paladin-y sort of standard, lawful good god, like the hero of the people type. Corian is the one who has the mission set up in Shelzar, but the priests keep cycling out super fast because Corianic priests often take vows of celibacy and chastity, and they don't last very long in Shelzar. They either have
Bone.
right, they either break their vows or have to leave, basically, because Shelzar's a constant pit of, debauchery.
Fun.
Right.
At any point, do I get like, because they're like essentially pirates, right? They kind of just work for like a certain army. Do I ever get like soldier vibes from these people?
You do get the impression that they are well disciplined when it comes to their work, right? So they're definitely like, there's a lot of just hanging out, having a good time, drinking, playing music, dancing, lots of fun happening on this ship. But when it's like time to do a job, the job it's snap to, get it done. They're very well trained and well disciplined in that regard. Beyond that, though, they don't strike you as being particularly militaristic. However, having said that, looking around the ship with an eye toward that, you realize that everyone is carrying a weapon. All of their weapons seem to be of extremely high quality, quite possibly magical. And the ship itself is outfitted with 4 ballista and 6 cannons. So I mean, it looks like it can start some shit if it needed.
Okay, I was just wondering if I had any like sussed out like opinions about them based on my past and stuff, but
no, nothing like that. The other thing that you notice, Charlung, while you're performing tattoos on them, and you can earn, just doing standard tattoos, you can earn 120 gold during the trip in profit.
Cool. How many? Can I get like a couple of rolls to see if I happen to get like a really awesome one or masterwork or something for renown?
Oh, sure, yeah. If you want to give me just give me one proficiency check with advantage. You also do notice that every member of the crew has a chest bellows tattoo.
Okay. I mean, I got a 14, and I would have advantage anyway. Yeah. So.
All right. Rock and roll. So you can note that down on your sheet that you have another successful. But yeah, they all have chest bellows tattoos, which can be used to provide wind if wind is needed.
And how much gold did you say? I'm sorry, I forgot the number.
120. And is Charlie doing anything in particular on this voyage?
Nope, I got nothing to do.
All right, so you're just chilling back, playing some tunes, relaxing. Alan, anything else that you would... So you're just working in the forge pretty much, right?
Yeah, I'm working the forge and I'm making Haiku's horns.
On about the 4th day of the voyage, so about halfway through, Roan does come into the forge and just says, hey, we didn't really get a chance to talk a whole lot. So I wanted to just mention that if you need an ear over what you've been through, I'm happy to listen. If there's anything I can do to be of service, let me know.
Okay. And I keep like, ding, ding, ding. Like I just turn around like, okay.
Great, good talk. He gets up and walks out.
As he walks out, I'm just gonna look at Alan and I'm gonna be like, what was it like having a family?
Honestly,
Before everything happened, obviously, but I mean, before that, you had people who like cared about you and like looked after you, right?
I try not to think about it that much, but yeah, it was pretty cool. Once upon a time, we were just having fun, and it was great, and we had each other's backs, and like unbreakable. I felt unbreakable. But then, shit happens. Life changes. People turn on you, and you never know who's gonna. Fucking Ruby.
Yeah, I know. I kind of understand.
You do?
I mean, not the family part. I was taken away from mine, but you can't. I didn't really trust people. People I thought I could trust ended up leaving you in the dirt behind. I get it.
If you ever want to talk about difficult things, I can listen.
Yeah. Maybe some other time though.
I like punch him in the shoulder. But like in a friendly way, kind of like.
I was gonna say, do I like fall over?
I mean, both of those things can be simultaneously true. And then, is there anything, Lulu, that you're doing while you're on the ship?
That's a good question. What is Lulu doing on the ship? Learning how to perfect her cookies.
No.
All right, so you're practicing your baking. Go ahead and give me an intelligence check if you don't mind.
Oh, that one's not good. Intelligence is a 15 minus a 1, so 14.
14, not bad. You cook a batch of cookies that poisons no one.
Whoa.
Which is a grand improvement for you. And while you're doing that, one of the we just lost Mal. While you're doing that, one of the crew members sort of steps in and starts like trying to help you. Like, no, you need to stir in a figure 8 pattern. Basically, just trying to help you with basic cooking skills. And so, if you choose to do so and spend the whole week working on it, you can take proficiency in the cook's utensils at the end of the trip.
Let's do it. I gotta make more cookie friends.
All right. You spend your trip learning how to cook. All right.
Cookies.
Yes, you can bake cookies proficiently by the end of the trip. So that's basically your week on the way there. Moving back to our friends in Leoni. When we last met with you, you were at an inn enjoying some fine cuisine and some beverages and generally chilling out. Where do you see yourselves for the next 8 days? Is there anything that you'd like to do while you're waiting for your friends to arrive?
I figure that by the end of it, Ithrin will have figured out where all the really good inns throw their food away.
Right on. Why don't you give me a survival check, and you can have advantage on that.
I bought you pouches, girl. You don't need to do this.
That's pretty good. 21.
Awesome. So yeah, you have, in fact, you also managed to find the sort of receptacle where they throw out the food from the College of Lore, from like their cafeteria. So you're able to live pretty high on the hog, dumpster diving in Leoni.
Yeah, and like no insult to Brec, it's just, Old habits die hard, especially around food.
I see.
Um,
So you were banished?
I kind of left before they could banish me. I don't know if anything happened in absentia.
What most probably happened in absentia?
There's probably a warrant of some kind.
Ah, I see.
But in my defense,
Uh-huh.
he had far more money than he needed, and I really wanted to leave Calastathan.
Brec's like mentally tagging. Okay, she didn't eat her friends. Got it.
No, she is not a cannibal. She's very poor.
Hey, I'm not a Slytherin. You know, I just gotta ask these questions.
Yeah, and you know, it's I don't like being wasteful. So I can save money. I'm not like consuming resources that someone else might need. It's all the whole druid thing, really.
Can I see if she's telling the truth?
Yeah, make an insight check.
Okay. Ooh, I got that one.
She's real hard to read. You've never really thought about this before, but it's very difficult. You have no idea like what the facial expressions of a Slytherin really mean.
I see.
The key is it's not about the face, it's about the tail.
Maybe my nice Slytherin friend will teach me that. I'm just like, all right, seems legit. I mean, as long as you didn't eat, like in Brec's sign, as long as you didn't eat her friends, like, okay.
No, I don't eat sentient things. That's gross.
Touche.
But like this salad is still good. Chomp chomp.
Glad you found something to enjoy.
And while
Did you
you're
finish your book?
Yes, I did.
Oh, okay.
Because we were able to take that break, and I should probably start studying this necklace. I think I should do that. So yeah, Travis, I'm gonna do that. Like in between dumpster dives, like suss out anyone who you know seems like a lore master who is willing to tell me stuff, but also keep my business to themselves.
well, are you leaning on your local connection in that regard? I.e., are you speaking to Jean about it? Jean or Jean?
Jean.
Are you speaking to Jean about it, or are you just?
I'm gonna get it right.
Okay. And Jean, you're aware, and it's kind of a point of pride for the Manticora. The library at Leoni is probably the Hunter's Library is probably one of the best libraries on Gelspad. It's still relatively young as far as libraries go, but they've amassed a great deal of lore in a short amount of time. So the librarians there might be able to help, or at the College of Lore might be able to help with that necklace situation.
Yeah, I'll definitely be like, so here's who I'm looking for. You seem to know your way around. I will trade you some mostly fresh fruit.
Brec's gonna do this.
Okay, fine. If you need druid services, I can also provide druid services.
Are we talking to Jean
Yes.
about that?
Yes,
Oh,
talking to your
excellent.
character.
All right. Sorry.
Sorry.
I'm here now. Well, you did handle that old lady for me. So I'll show you around, my baby. It's fine. And you can keep it for, I appreciate it. But I like, I like my food to be wiggling.
Well, if you ever want to go hunting, I guess I'm also good at that.
You're a classy lady, Jean.
You sound so excited to go hunting, and I'm so excited to go hunting.
It's just really gooey.
Uh-huh.
I mean, so is rotten vegetables. Kind of gooey.
Different kind of goo.
Different
This
kind
is
of goo.
healthy goo.
Oh, okay.
But yes, I can cast snare as long as you unsnare it and take care of it. But I'll cast it.
Well, I'll take care of it, baby.
Ooh.
Ithrin
Ooh.
is unsure if she's being hit on.
John's just hungry now.
Hungry, not thirsty. Okay.
So are you going to...
I mean, it depends what the goal is.
Right.
So
Hungry for love? So are you going to go to the library first, or are you going to go out hunting first?
That's up to Jean.
Well, let's just show you around a little bit, because once we catch this, I'm going to be busy. So let's show you around the library.
All right.
She's going to have to pencil you in, girl. You heard that?
So you all head to
Well,
the...
you ain't interested in eating this, so I'm going to cook this up.
Brec is just wildly excited to watch this.
Nice. So you do head to the library, and once you arrive there, it doesn't take you very long to find one of the librarians who maintains the stacks, which is where they keep their books, scrolls, lore, things along those lines. So if you look at this map that I'm moving you all to, this central network of buildings right here is the stacks. So throughout this entire area, it's several stories tall, and you see all sorts of written materials. The arrangement of them seems a little bit baffling to you, so you're pretty thankful that they have several librarians working. It doesn't look like they have like a Dewey Decimal System or something like that. Like shit just kind of seems to be stuck where it goes. Like, this is under H for toy. And then the remainder of the grounds going like back through these roads up to the back behind it. This whole area of the library is effectively the hunter's library portion. It's basically a zoo. So there's numerous animals in captivity there that you can go study and visit as well. One of the librarians, a Manticora woman, appears to be probably in her 60s or 70s, says she can help you with the necklace, and takes you up to the third floor. You start looking through some religious writings. She says, "What specifically are you looking to discover about this?"
Mostly, I want to know if someone's going to come looking for me because I have it, and what I should prepare for if they do.
Okay.
Possibly also if the Snow Queen, like, do I work for her now? I should probably double check that too.
Do you mind if I take a rubbing of the necklace?
Yeah, that's okay. As long as I can watch you do it.
Sure. She sets it down and grabs a piece of parchment and a charcoal and does a rubbing of the front and a rubbing of the back. And says,
While she's doing this, I keep one little paw hand on the chain.
Okay.
Very casually, just in case.
All right.
It's not that I don't It's not that I mistrust her. I just don't super trust her.
Right on. And she starts, says, it's going to take me probably a day or two to go through the archives and find the relevant information. If you have anything you want to attend to during that time, you're welcome to do so. And then you can come back, or you can wait here from morning till night if you wish while I work.
Don't tempt her.
I mean, I am kind of a nerd, but that's a little too much library for me. Also, I think Sean wanted to go.
That's right. You two have a date, but I need to research about like some religious churches and things like that. So if you two just want to go get that meat and hunting and rawr, and I'll stay here.
Oh, please don't call it a date. I'm just paying her back.
I mean, she looks really pretty. If you didn't see the new tattoo, like you should definitely compliment the tattoo. Yep. First step. Classic hunting party procedures, compliments. I mean,
I should go before this gets more awkward.
So, Brec, Perpetual Wingman, what is it you're looking up in the library while...
So I'm trying to remember the bear's advice about the curse tattoo from Tan, and then how he said to talk to the church and that they would know. And I'm gonna look up like curse tattoos and like the not fun magical tattoos and the religious group that he told me to go to.
Okay. Why don't you go ahead and give me either investigation, history, or religion, whichever you prefer.
Investigation.
Sweet. All right.
I never get it on combat. Always get it on weird stuff.
So as you're digging around, you find a set of notes that appear to have been kind of collated by either one of the librarians or someone doing independent research in the library in the religion section that seems to specifically address this concept of tattoos, particularly a legend surrounding Shelzar. And as you're looking through these pages, almost immediately you see a small scrap of parchment that falls out. And on that scrap of parchment is scrawled a note.
Are you still here, Ithrin? Because I would show you.
I believe Ithrin, by this point, is left with Jean, and we'll get to what they're doing momentarily. So as you're looking through, the note that's scrawled on it says, we have recently received an associate of mine from Shelzar who has posed a question to me about the seven demons and the act of their binding. Please gather whatever resources you can in Leoni and meet me in Hollowfaust 30 days hence. And it's signed Lore Master Negba of the library at Lokiel.
I'm going to copy that down because Brec's not a thief, but it's probably going to be really, really quick. Oh my God.
You also, back in there. So you see in this research a couple things. One, there is a notice, or I guess a recanting of a ritual that was supposedly performed before the Titans War in the area that is now Shelzar. Supposedly, there were these demons that had been let loose, allegedly by servants of the gods, allegedly to combat a threat that is only referred to as the Ancient One. And while the demons were able to put this rising Ancient One back to sleep, they then began to run roughshod over that entire area of the Shelzar Peninsula. So a group of monks and priests gathered together and performed a ritual, though the ritual is not detailed specifically. It does mention that it requires one who has infernal blood in their veins. And they effectively bound these demons into a set of symbols. And those symbols could be tattooed onto someone who has the right lineage and cause them to house and keep safe these demons so that they would not wreak their chaos on the world around them. Now, this was hundreds of years ago, but there's speculation in the notes that this ritual can effectively be performed anytime the previous bearer dies.
So no mention of how to get rid of them, just to contain them. And you said Ancient Ones or Ancient One?
It was one specific Ancient One that was rising, which was why they
rising. Okay. Put to sleep, and then they ran amok, and they contained them, and possibly passing it down. Oh man.
And there's some notes on the Ancient Ones there as well that indicate that they have command of great powers of the mind that are unlike any magic known to God or Titan.
Well, I'm gonna have to start stretching.
So that is what you find.
Okay.
You also find some notes that are stuffed in there involving communication with, again, this scholar, whoever this was that was looking through this stuff, about an upcoming mission into the Broadreach Horizon, stating that they have to abandon their research as they've been called away to return to the Gleaming Valley for deployment to the Broadreach on a diplomatic mission. So it occurs to you that
Broadreach? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say it occurs to you that this researcher is probably either a Hollow Legionnaire or an Ironbred.
What?
Yeah. Those are the two most common people living in the Gleaming Valley.
Nice. I'm going to copy down as much of that as possible, and I'm already scheming, like, how am I going to get people to come with me on this one?
And the Broadreach Horizon is an area, the forest that's just to the south of the Gleaming Valley is the Hornsaw Forest. It was before the Titans War, it was known as the Broadreach Forest, but when Mormo got ripped to shreds there, everything got tainted. The Broadreach unicorns were mutated into basically Clydesdales on steroids with serrated horns, which is where the name of the forest comes from, the Hornsaw unicorns. The Broadreach Horizon is an area that's just shown up in the last 50 years or so, where a group of elves indigenous to the area, through some unknown ritual, managed to cleanse a small band of the northern part of the forest So it's basically in the state that it was prior to Mormo's destruction. And that's known as the Broadreach Horizon, and that's where the Broadreach Elves live now.
Maybe.
All right. Well, Brec needs a drink. Cool. I'm gonna go to the tavern and keep studying.
All right, Brec heads to the tavern to slam down a few drinks and keep studying. Whilst that's going on, Jean and Ithrin are going on a hunting trip, right?
Have we started the killing yet?
Well, we're going to see what you're going to kill. Hold on.
Ithrin will cast Snare and then let Jean do the rest.
Well, don't get too far ahead of ourselves here.
Yeah, she will.
So you're just filthy. All right.
The Brec wingman.
Brec is a great wingman. You learn it in the military. It's cool. Never leave a wingman behind.
That's fair. So we've got Ithrin, and we've got Jean, and y'all are going out for a hunt. So why don't you go ahead and roll me, Jean,
Easiest disguise ever.
while we're figuring out what it is you might be hunting. Go ahead and give me a d20 roll if you don't mind, please.
You're muted.
I don't mind.
If you're using the dice roller on Astral, you can just hit the d20 at the bottom there. There you go. Excellent. So as you're out sort of running around looking for something to hunt, what are your passive perception scores?
$14.
13.
Excellent. Good to know.
I don't like that. It's scary.
Can you roll 2d6 for me, please, Ithrin?
Rolling in D&D Beyond, I got a 2 and a 3, so 5 total.
Excellent. Now, is there a particular type of creature that you would be focusing your hunt on specifically?
I would defer that to Jean,
That's fair.
because I'm just here to provide magical backup.
Well, what hangs out here that I can sink my teeth into?
I mean, all types of stuff, really. Mostly, there's everything from squirrels and rabbit and sort of the standard beast fare, up through giant vultures, shadow ravens, plague cats, blade beasts, all sorts of fun stuff.
Well, we can. Is there some pork around, or are we just living off a squirrel right now?
I mean, there is a fair amount of iron tusks, which are a little dangerous to be hunting, but they're really good eating. They're so-called iron tusks because they have these massive tusks that can decapitate a person if they get good and lucky.
Sorry, I froze. There's a storm a coming, and it's messing with my connection.
Oh, no worries. So yeah, the iron tusks, they're dangerous hogs. There are some walla hogs around here too, but those are mostly like on farms.
Well, we'll keep an eye out for them, but I won't turn down some squirrel.
All right, so you're kind of walking along and you're sort of chasing a squirrel, and you come to an area where there's sort of heavy webbing in the trees.
I don't like it.
And you said your passive perceptions were 13 and 14, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. So you see a giant spider sort of drop out of a tree up ahead of you. And about that time, you also hear some noise off in the distance, kind of from the trees, maybe. Seems like a language, but you can't quite make out exactly what's being said. I assume neither one of you speaks Goblin, right?
No.
Excellent. Well, in that case, I would like to ask you to roll initiative.
Oh no. That would be a 12.
7.
Beautiful. All right. So, Ithrin, you do go first, and you do see the giant spider drop down from the trees. That you are absolutely aware of, and it's not a surprise to you in any way, shape, or form. What would you like to do?
Okay. So I hear people in the distance speaking in a language that I don't know.
That is correct.
Okay. Does the spider appear hostile?
Yes.
Okay.
It sort of like rears up at you, and it's got its mandibles going.
I will cast snare.
Excellent. So go ahead and read snare to me. What do I need to do?
Okay, so with snare, it has to make a save, Dex DC 15.
Excellent. Let's see how that goes for it. Did not make it.
Okay. All right, so I would have had to prepare the spell, but Ithrin was sort of expecting to have to cast snare no matter what.
Right, I assumed.
Yeah. So it is now magically hoisted into the air, leaving it hanging upside down 3 feet above the ground, and it is restrained until the spell ends. It is not a concentration spell. That's nice. It lasts for 8 hours.
Wonderful.
It can make another dex save at the end of each of its turn. And if it makes it, it makes it, and the spell ends. And so anyone nearby it can make an intelligence arcana check at the same difficulty to sort of free it from the spell.
Gotcha. Okay. Nice. I love it. So you snare it, and then you hear like a shout come from the trees as you are both surprised by the presence of these spider eye goblins who all start throwing darts at you.
Spider eye, does that mean they all have 8 eyes?
Yes, they do. They have the what are they called? The sectioned off eyes. I don't remember what they're called, but they have those. So the first 3 are targeting Ithrin. The next 2 are targeting Jean. So does a 21 hit Ithrin?
Yes, it does.
Excellent. Does a 16?
Yes, it does.
Wonderful. Does a 8?
No.
Beautiful. Does a 15 hit Jean? Are you frozen? Did we lose you? Let me look at your armor class while we're waiting. I think Mel might have got blown away to the land of Oz. Have you returned from the land of Oz?
I can apparently listen for a whole game without anything happening at all. But the second there's a cloud in the sky, this New Orleans connection just goes.
I'm sorry about your internet. Does a 15 hit you?
Does a 15 hit me?
Yes. Yeah, what's your armor class?
Oh, yeah, I think it's 13.
All right, so the 15 and the 20 both hit you. So you will take 8 piercing from these darts that fly out of the trees. And Ithrin, you will take 7 piercing from the darts that fly out of the trees.
Ouch.
And that brings us to Jean. What would you like to do?
So they're coming out of the trees?
Yep, there's darts flying out of the trees at you.
Can I use my short bow?
You absolutely can. Stupid technology. Give him a minute. While the tech is sorting itself out, I'm gonna have the spider see if it can break free. It does. Go ahead and give me that short bow roll, and welcome back. All right, 15. Excellent. So are you targeting just the first goblin that you see? Ah! It's storming. I'm assuming that she is, and I'm going to apply it as if. Please. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Just pretend I'm always here.
Sorry about the tech issues in the storm. Go ahead and hit the damage for that short bow because that will hit this goblin. Excellent. Take 7 piercing. And you see the goblin like fall out of the tree and land on all 4 of its legs. And it draws darts with its 2 lower arms and pulls out a short bow with its top 2 arms.
That's so many arms.
Too many arms.
The giant spider drops down out of the snare, and that's its turn. So that brings us to the top of the order. That makes it Ithrin's turn. What would you like to do?
I'm going to cast Entangle. So it's a 20-foot square.
Okay.
Which I am going to focus on the spider. No, I'm going to focus on the goblins. Spider if I can, but also the goblins.
You can get like 20 feet is basically going to be like that by that.
Yeah.
So it's not that big of an area.
So can I focus on the spider and like maybe these goblins?
You can try it. Let's see if you can get that into a. Okay, so yes, just barely, but yes.
Okay. All right. So, for the duration, within the square, plants just sprout up. It's full poison ivy, and it turns the ground into difficult terrain.
Okay.
And so all creatures in the areas need to pass a strength saving throw, DC 15, or be restrained.
Beautiful.
And on a success, they free themselves. And this one is concentration up to 1 minute.
Okay, so Spider Eye Goblin number 1 does free himself. Spider Eye Goblin number 2 does not. And the giant spider does. So, and that's your whole turn, right?
Yeah, that's a full action.
Excellent. Stop with the brush. There we go.
Can I take a bonus action to cast Shillelagh?
Yeah.
Okay, will that interfere with the concentration?
Nope. Only another concentration spell will interfere with your concentration.
Okay. I will do that with my quarterstaff,
So
and that is my turn.
Spider Eye Goblin number 1 is stuck, so they do not do anything. Number 2 is not stuck, so they're going to leave that area. Move their full movement. Coming up right there. So if you can zoom in on that token, that's what they look like. Rather
I don't
hideous.
want to.
Rather hideous little creatures with many eyes and lots of arms and legs, and they're just kind of gross. But since they're out back a little bit further, they're going to go ahead and dart at Ithrin, because Ithrin is clearly the bigger threat here.
I'm flattered, but also not.
Does a 19 hit you?
Yes, it will.
Oh, wait. How far are you away? Oh, yeah. Right. So you take 4 piercing from that dart. The other Spider Eye Goblins are going to come out as well. And they're just rushing you, basically. So they're dashing up.
Who are they dashing?
They're running up towards you.
Oh, towards Jean. See, listen, I've cut out at least 3 times since.
No, you're good.
All right. And does one goblin still have me? Like, do they still have eyes on me with the?
They do. That one is standing right in front of you now. They've basically run up on you.
It's such a predicament. I was gonna cast. What is it? It's fine. I was gonna cast hand cramp.
Oh, you can.
I mean, I don't know if it'll help. I have like multiple people running up on me.
You can get one of them.
All right. Well, let's do that.
Excellent. And what's the save they need to make for hand cramp?
I
think if you just send it to chat, it should tell me everything I need to know.
There, did it go?
Yep, it went. So they have to make a Constitution saving throw. What's your spell save DC? Should be on your sheet, on the spells part of your sheet. I bet it's more than 5.
14.
So they drop the bow and the darts. So success.
Okay.
That brings us to the giant spider, who is going to step in and going to use its web. Spits a web out at Ithrin and misses horrendously.
Thank goodness.
Horrendously. Ithrin, it is your turn. What would you like to do?
All right. So I've got this little spider goblin all up in my business. So I'm gonna thwack him with my shillelagh staff.
All right, Kathwack it.
Yes. 26.
That will hit. Yeah. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Okay. I like how in the D&D Beyond, like, it has a little animation where the die is kind of on the edge.
So you
Anyway,
get
7 damage.
You get the feeling of it actually like teetering, like, oh no, where's it gonna go? All right, you crack it in the jaw and split its mandible, and it like spits out a couple of teeth and some blood. And
did
not like
Ithrin
that.
will say, if you leave us alone, we'll leave you alone.
Make a persuasion check at disadvantage, please.
Okay. Oh, I'm not good at this one. Oh, there's a 19 for that roll and a 6 for that roll, so that's a 7.
All right, it chitters something at you in Goblin.
Okay.
Very unimpressed with your offer. Spider Eye Goblin 1 is going to try to break free of your restraint. It fails to do so. Spider Eye Goblin number 2 is going to run up and get up in your grill, Ithrin, and is going to claw bite at you. Well, claw, and if they both hit, then it gets a bite. 20 hit?
Yes.
15 hit?
Yes.
All right. All right, so it's 5 slashing, and then you take 1 piercing, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw.
So that's 6 damage total?
Yes, but then you also have a con save you have to make.
Yes. Okay.
Not
Oh,
aside
that
from your
is
concentration, you have to make one for being poisoned. So I think you're resistant to poison. Yes.
disease.
Okay.
10 on the con save.
Excellent. All right, so you take 1 point of poison damage. You've succeeded, so you're good as far as being poisoned. All right. And then you need to make a concentration check. Actually, hold off on the concentration check because I'm going to do all the damage you take in the turn for 1 check. So far you've taken 7, right?
Yes.
Spider Eye Goblin number 4 is going to do the same thing. First claw misses, right? So he doesn't get the bite. Second claw, he crit.
No, he doesn't.
So that's 6 damage on the second claw. As he swipes, and you duck under the first one, and he brings the second claw up like under your chin, and you feel it cut your tongue. Like you're pretty sure it went up through the undermeat of your chin into your tongue. So that's a total of 7 plus 6. That's 13. So go ahead and give me a Constitution saving throw at a 13.
Oh, this one I make. That's an 18.
Excellent. So you maintain concentration on your spell despite being perforated by multiple claws. The other Spider Eye Goblins, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. This one comes running up at you like fucking Adam Sandler and the Waterboy Jean. Just and goes for the 2 claws. One of them misses, so they don't get a bite. The second claw hits, dealing 5 slashing to you as they slash you across the face with their claws. The second one, the one who you made drop all of his weapons, also going to try the claw bite maneuver. Only one of those claws hit, and that one deals 5 slashing to you as well. You take a total of 10 points of damage. And that brings us to Jean. What would you like to do?
That's so much damage.
Can I yell something to Jean?
You can.
Take my hand.
All right. Think it's a little weird. It's a weird time to be holding hands, but all right.
All right. And
is there a reason to grab your hands?
I will reveal that next round if we survive.
Excellent. I mean, I can't. If I take your hand, I can't dual wield these daggers.
You can make your
Most.
swipes and then grab her hand if you want to.
Let's do that. Okay. So I'm gonna pop these daggers out and make some swipes.
All right. Are you going for the 2 goblins, or are you just concentrating on 1 goblin?
The 2.
All right. Your first swing goes wide as the spider eye goblin like does the splits with all 4 legs, and its butt like hits the ground, and your blade goes over its head. Go ahead and swing for the second one.
Stupid little spider goblin.
That one hits. You get him straight in one of his many eyes. Go ahead and roll your damage. 6 piercing, nice. It lets out a squeal as blood and pus like spray forth from the eye wound, and leaving the dagger so that you can grab Ithrin's hand. So this thing still has a dagger sticking out of its face as it sucks.
Great.
6 piercing. That brings us to the giant spider, who's going to try to shoot a web at Ithrin again. Does a 19 hit you?
Yes, it does.
All right, you are restrained by webbing.
Oh, okay.
What would you like to do? It is your turn.
I would like to use the teleport power of my amulet of the Snow Queen to get us the fuck out of here.
Okay.
I don't think being restrained would interfere with that.
It doesn't, no.
Okay, so
you're suddenly very cold.
Yeah, well, if I don't do this, I'm going to be cold because I will be dead. So I will use the amulet to teleport us back to probably our room in the tavern.
You can only teleport somewhere where it's below 32 degrees.
There's been snow. Do you mean like snow now?
Right, it has to currently be freezing or colder.
Currently, oh, I thought it had been snowed on.
All right, so it's they're prepping for a fair, right?
Yes.
Is there some like a snow cone vendor?
We can go. Is there a walk-in that we can find?
So you're
teleport inside a deep freeze.
So you're literally just going to the nearest cold place, right?
That I know of, yes.
It has to be a place that you're aware of.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, the nearest cold place that you're aware of is the Titan Zone Mountains.
What about the second closest cold place that I'm aware of?
Fenrilik.
Okay, all right, that's not gonna work.
You could try something else from the necklace.
I can. Okay, I will cast a spike growth.
Okay.
Which is concentration, so the other spell goes away. 20-foot radius, centered on a point within range, that is me. Sprouts hard spikes and thorns, also difficult terrain. Oh no, that actually probably won't work as well as I think it will.
You're casting that from
we're just gonna do Cone of Cold.
Okay. That works too.
I would like to get in these 2 spiders and the big spider.
Okay, so you pull Jean sort of behind you and fire off a cone of cold. Can you roll? So they need to make a save with cone of cold, right?
Yes, it is a Constitution save, DC 15. It is 8d8 on a fail and half on a success.
All right, drop that 8d8, please.
Oh, this is gonna be fun.
They all failed, all three of them.
Yes. Roll, my pretties, roll. 38 damage.
All right, so as she pulls you out of the way, Jean, and she's still webbed to the ground, you see, like when she sprayed the cold out in the street, and it was funny before. It's not funny this time. Like, you see this cold emanate from the necklace, and it flash freezes the three enemies in front of you, and then they shatter. And just, you see, like, flakes of, like, frozen body parts drop on the ground everywhere around you. Their friends take this opportunity to fucking run the absolute fuck away. That does provoke an attack of opportunity if you want to swing at either of them on the way away. Ithrin, you would just be at disadvantage because you are restrained. Or no, you're not, because the webbing, it would be gone.
Yeah, I don't think Ithrin, like, she's more stunned by what she has just wrought, and she's like, oh,
This tree back here is frozen and dead now.
I don't get power like that for free. Something's looking for me.
Yeah, they're running away and shouting something that you assume is profane in Goblin.
Yeah.
Oh.
So because I tried to cast teleportation, would I know about that restriction on cold?
Yes.
Okay. So Tijan, like, we gotta go.
Okay, but can I just talk some shit first? Can I throw some vicious mockery?
On the way out, yeah,
these
absolutely.
goblins as they're running away?
Absolutely.
All right, go. Hold on.
Wonderful. The nearest goblin, the one that you have already sort of fucked up, will try to save against that. What are you saying to it as it's running off?
Oh, I'm saying its mama's a hoe. And I'm going to tell its daddy that we made it run.
Excellent. It does make it save, so it only takes half of that damage, but that's still 3 damage. So it screams and continues running as blood sprays out of its ears.
It's my favorite spell.
And the two of you, I assume, just head back into town?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Ithrin probably kind of unloads on Jean a little bit, where she's like, I just found this in a box in a place that I wasn't even meaning to get to, and this is incredibly powerful. And someone's looking for this, or I work for someone now, and they're just gonna show up at like the worst possible time.
Well, until they do show up, you my new best friend, baby.
Don't say it like that. Brec will get jealous.
Well, you know, we'll talk to Brec about that too.
As you're walking back into town, you see an airship overhead. And there's a few that are docking around the Pride Stone as the Night of Chronicles draws near. Group, you all arrive, and as you are disembarking from the airship, the captain basically says, enjoy the festival. I wish we could stick around, but we've gotten a dispatch. We need to head back to Mithril. And she thanks Charlung for their work on the tattoos. Says the group, the crew has spoken highly of them.
Nice. We appreciate the flight.
And as you are disembarking, you see Brec walking out of this library.
Oh, Brec.
As soon as I hit like solid ground. I just,
by dancing in a circle.
I have many pirate and mithril based artwork to show you.
What? Let's go, partner. Are you in the Air Force now? Oh my
What-
God.
How did you beat us here?
Listen, we need to get a beer. I'll tell Charlotte. So, what happened was the scorpion people, they were great, they were not great, and then they tried to kill us, and then we get this little pretty jewelry thing, and Ithrin has that. She's on a date. We're very excited. And then I went to the library, and speaking of tattoos, and I'm going to tell Charlotte the details of the curse and the ancient ones, and where they came from, and the demons that came out, and they can be locked into tattoos.
Are you talking about all this in the street, like where you've just met up? Like while people are climbing off of the rope ladder?
Maybe, actually, maybe.
Yeah. That's fair.
Probably like a little more
I'm
hushed.
probably like walking Brec away from the drop off point. Where are you staying? Like
Starlog has the brains between them.
You all see Ithrin and this Manticora woman round the corner from the library, and Jean, I assume you're kind of beaming, right? Like this was a pretty neat situation as far as Jean is concerned. So.
Oh yeah, got to like loosen up a little bit.
And what's Ithrin looking like?
Oh, Ithrid is just like, she's still in like, I'm just unloading on the nearest person because I need to process this. And so you see her with like this snowflake pendant, but she's got like the pendant in her hand in front of her. She's like, yeah, and I just don't know what it means or like if I have any obligations. Like, hi guys.
Who was gonna go up to Rachel and give her a big old bear hug?
Oh, Ithrid will return the hug and like, Sean, these are my friends. Well, some of them. Is Haiku around?
Oh.
Probably throwing up on the ground still.
Oh. I was wondering, Travis, is the priest who brought us upon the airship coming with us?
Yes. Yeah, the priest does hop down.
I do think that Tan would have wanted to get a little closer to him. She did roll lusty on the boat. I don't know if that happened, but like,
okay.
Because of all the talk about how great this person is, Tan would be intrigued.
All right. Go ahead and give me a persuasion roll. You may have advantage on it.
Overwhelming persuasion.
You're better than 19? No. Just 19. Let's see for persuasion.
All right, 19's pretty good though. So you are able to get as close to this iron bread as you would like.
Oh yeah. I would like to know why. I want to know just why he's so great and worshipped upon this boat, and why he just like doesn't care about winning against such a powerful fighter like Lulu. Want to know all of it. Friends now.
So he explains to you that he served on the crew and was just a sailor with them. It was when he was on his first walkabout after leaving the Iron Court. And while they were at sea, and they were being attacked by a set of pirates from Termana, that he had basically a visitation from his god Ankili, and managed to basically cast a spell that was able to send the enemy boat away. And so the entire crew thought that he had performed some miracle, but really it was just like the day that he became a cleric. And so he decided to leave the ship and return to his people, and then just has been kind of following wherever Ankili says he needs to be, wherever he feels pulled ever since. And he says, since you pulled, I decided to, come in your direction.
And why did he pull his punches?
Oh, I just wanted her to feel good about herself.
Okay, so I think we're friends now. We hung out for like 8 days.
Can I bring cookies to everybody that I finished?
Can you do what? Oh, give cookies to everybody? Absolutely.
I worked on those cookies for 8 days. They better be delicious.
Good shit, I'm not eating them.
Why, Lulu? What happened to you?
Oh.
You look like so much more woman now.
Okay, wait a second. I'm holding cookies and now I'm more woman. We're about to have.
You look like a bear. That's Brec's kind of woman, like power for a mountain of a warrior, right?
Rowan absolutely dives right in and starts eating the cookies. And says, it sounds like everybody needs to catch up. I'm going to go get us a room, a set of rooms. And we can talk a little bit more privately, because some of this conversation sounds like maybe it shouldn't be happening on the street. And while that happens, Manticora, probably in like their 30s or so, walks by Haiku and says, Night of Chronicles hasn't even started yet. Lightweight, and keeps walking off.
Just K.
What is Haiku doing?
Growing up.
Just barfing.
Oh. Sweet. It's like you're gonna do the typical.
So Rowan makes a special arrangement for you all to have private quarters at the Temple of Ankili. So you don't have to stay in an inn. And you head that way where you can resume your conversation next session when we return next week. Because it's already 10:05, so sorry about running late. Any questions, comments, complaints, or concerns about tonight's session?
When Lulu enlarges, Brec's gonna pass out.
I want to too.
Well, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. What was that?
The enlargement tattoos. We're excited to use them.
Oh, okay. Nice. So sorry about the everybody being in separate locations sometimes makes a little bit of sitting around, so I apologize to the players and thank you for your patience while we got everybody reunited. But we made it. Everyone is in Leoni. The Night of Chronicles will happen soon. Nobody died, and Ithrin did not teleport you to another continent. So.
Oh my gosh! Devastated.
I would call all those things a win. All right, let's go ahead and do our outros. Let's start off this week with Tan. Go ahead and tell us who you are, what you do, your pronouns, who you're playing their pronouns, please.
Yeah, hi, I am Tori Clark. I am she, her. I am playing Tan, who is also she, her. She's kind of just diving into more information now, it seems like. The 8 days to connect with people. She doesn't connect good, so it's great. I personally am actually at my sister's house, which is why you saw that my green box when she talked was on, like, we jerry rigged this stuff and had a bit of a shit show during the game. So I'm glad we weren't always talking.
Well, I'm glad that the shit show hopefully has been contained now and everything's good.
I think so far, like, we've downed 2 bottles of wine and shit show's over. We're going to bed.
Nice. Well, I'm glad you were able to make it through the night. And did you have anything you wanted to promote? Anything like that?
As of now, I don't think so. I know that I and Rachel are in the game, but we're on hiatus until 2021 because that's going to be the best year. So we're waiting for that year, I guess. Rachel, I know you're in California. Thanks, Dave. I'm over here in St. Louis just getting a massage and stuff.
Oh, rub it in.
I know, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, we're fine. A little stir crazy, but we're fine.
Time.
Hey, Rachel, you're coming next time.
There you go. All right, next up we have Charlon. Please give us your pertinence.
Hey, I am Corey Frang. I'm a software developer, mainly working on video games lately. I've been working on a game called Caves of Cud, which is a really awesome roguelike RPG that if that sounds interesting, you should look at. Someone drop a link. I'm not in the right place to do so.
I got
you. And they, them. Did I mention that on both of those things? For both of the pronoun questions, it is they, them. And next, who's next?
Next is Holland.
Hi guys, my name is Milena, she, her. I play Holland, also she, her. And this is Bean, also she, her. And I'm excited to see what leads, because this guy is totally sus, and I don't trust him for 1 second. And why do we have to stay at his freaking church thing? Like, I would rather stay at an inn, but maybe that's just me. In real life, I am a person that's allergic to cats, so this is not great. But also, I'm a comic book artist, illustrator in Chicago. I have a Patreon, which is patreon.com/Milena Deneno. And yeah, that's it for me.
Excellent. And next up, we have Lulu. Please give us your pertinence.
Hi, I'm Allie.
I don't know why, but I cannot hear you like at all. Can you get closer to Tori?
Yeah, get closer to me.
But they're already so close.
Right. If we get any closer, the computers are going to fall down. I am Allie Duverne. I play Lulu, we're both she, her, and I don't do anything exciting like everybody else. Bean is adorable, and I hope that Alan got one of these cookies because they were finally right.
Perhaps. We'll see. Maybe you can force feed her one next session.
I'm going to be friends with Alan. It's going to happen. She doesn't know, but it's going to happen.
Wonderful. And next up, we have Jean. Jean, please give us your pertinence.
Hello, I'm Malachi Hoskins. He, him. I'm playing Jean, she, her. Jean is a hustler and performer and a little bit of a flirt who was not expecting meeting all these new people at the festival, was just going to make some money, but she's intrigued. I am a poet for hire at Malachi Hoskins on most things. I just finished pre-sales for my second book, but the book goes live probably by the next time we meet, sometime first week of January.
Nice. And I will share a link to your Instagram here in the chat so that any viewers who want to check you out may do so.
Thank you.
Yeah, and that's also your link tree is on there, right? So they can get the book there.
It sure is, yep.
Rock and roll. Next up, we have Ithrin. Please give us your pertinence.
Hey, my name is Rachel. I play Ithrin. We are both she, her. You can find me Stolen Fires pretty much everywhere. Milena has a cat, and I am easily distractible. Oh, it's a pretty kitty. Yeah, so like Tori said, I run Changeling the Dreaming Story, but we are on hiatus because our normal time slot would be New Year's Eve, and I sort of figure people have socially distant, appropriate things to be doing that night. And so, yeah, we will be back first Thursday in January. And on Sunday evenings, I hang out with the Vorpal Tales crew. We do a Call of Cthulhu game, which starts at 9 o'clock Eastern time. It's a lot of fun, so come check us out.
Wonderful. And yes, the Vorpal Tales crew are wonderful human being, carbon-based life form folks who I positively adore. So definitely do check them out.
So
and
much
make
fun.
sure you shoot a follow over at the Onyx Path channel as well if you're not already following them, so you know when they go live. And next up, that brings us to Haiku. Haiku, give us your pertinence, please.
Hey guys, I'm Mike Mutant. I play Haiku, both he, him. I am a Chicago-based comic book artist. I have a comic called The Freaks, which is currently on its second issue on my Patreon right now. I just uploaded a page today. It's my passion project. I like it a lot. I especially like this issue a lot. It's there's a lot of pages in issue one that I love, but there's some that I was like, oh, I could have done better on this. But so far, every page issue 2 is like something I'm really proud of. So check that out. It's at patreon.com/MikeMutant.
Beautiful. And yes, definitely check out The Freaks. Good comic. And that brings us to Charlie. Charlie, give us your pertinence, please.
Sorry, I had to find the mute button. I am Sarah Schreinerber, she, her. I play Charlie, also she, her. And I'm an author and I make videos on YouTube. And yeah, I have a new project that I'm starting. My video about that comes out on the 1st, unless you're a patron, in which case you already have access to it. It's a terrible idea and I'm going to regret it. So that's it.
Looking forward to seeing how that goes. So definitely subscribe to Sarah over on YouTube so you can check that out. Link is there in the chat. And that brings us to Roz. Roz, give us your pertinence, please.
Hi, my name's Roz. I'm she, her. I play Brec, who's he, him. And Brec is super pumped. His partner's back. They got everything. He's already protecting him from like the machine gun mouth verbal atrocities that should not happen on the street. And then seeing Lulu and all the bareness and all the friends. Nobody died. That was the other thing Brec noticed. And really happy for Ithrin because, you know, sometimes he worries about scavenging being the only thing that's the focus, and maybe there's somebody who can blossom with her. So hey, you know, hoping the hunting party went well. And as for me, I'm in the Air Force. I just started a campaign with Jeremy, who was a guest star with us the other time, and Chaz, who works with you, Travis. And
oh, nice.
They're doing D&D with Final Fantasy 14, which is amazing.
Yes.
So then you get those races and all the different mage classes, and it's really fun. My character, there's like a girl that's basically like Chariot from Fate Zero, if anybody saw that. So pretty exciting, but I'll get that information so we can post that next time because I'm not great at details.
That's on twitch.tv/WH Publications.
Ooh, wonderful. See, there we go. That's why you're in charge, Travis.
Yeah. They have been running that for a bit. Is that the one that's on Fridays?
We do it on Wednesday. I don't know if they post it later if it's live. Yeah. But yeah, it's super fun. I love Final Fantasy, and they combined it very well. And really good, really cool story play options. They don't exactly mimic straight D&D classes. So if you're interested in seeing what different kind of blends out there would work, it's really fascinating. The world's built very well.
That's awesome. So definitely, yeah, head over and check that out. I'm a big fan of Jeremy and everything that he does, so I'm glad to see you hanging out with that crew. They're good people. And that, I guess, brings us to me. I'm Travis, he, him. But I'm not running this shit show. I'm running other shit shows here at Plastic Age Plays, occasionally over at the Onyx Path Twitch, where I'm also the programming director. And I am the line developer, that's the title, for Scarred Lands. We just wrapped up the Dead Man's Rest Kickstarter. We got to 200% funded, unlocked several stretch goals, so thank you all who supported that, whether through backing it or just sharing the link. I super appreciate it, and now we get to bring you more cool Scarland stuff on top of Rust. So, fun stuff. You may notice some titles that are similar, such as The Night of Chronicles. So, mild spoilers. This campaign is going to be touching on a lot of what's going on in Dead Man's Rust very soon. And Dead Man's Rust, though the Kickstarter is over, will be on Backer Kit fairly soon as well. So once it is, we'll be sharing that link during this campaign. I also wanted to remind you that Frostlands of Fenric is out over at Drive-Thru RPG. If you want to get into the snowy north of the Scarred Lands, and that does happen to have some art by some of the talented artists that are on this stream. And I might have put a word or two in it. But that's available in POD and PDF. And I am currently running bundles on all the community content sites. So if you go to Storyteller's Vault or DM's Guild and look up my name, I have bundles that are 80% off of my work until New Year's Day. And there's also a sale at Drive-Thru RPG for my Age of Studios stuff that's all 80% off. So go get you some gaming books for cheap. We will be back here next week because of the rhythm of the game. Next week is the first week, so we will see you very, very early in 2021. And once again, I want to thank my players for joining. I want to thank the audience, whether you're watching live or on replay or listening to the podcast. If you can leave ratings, reviews, comments, thumbs ups, anything you can do to help spread the word about this show, I would greatly appreciate it. This is so much fun. I love getting to run with these people who I've been sharing stories with for years. I feel very lucky that we get to do this. So thank you all for being a part of it, whether you're here at the table or at your own table at home enjoying it. We will see you again next week. Please, if you do anything for New Year's, please stay safe, wear a mask, stay socially distant, wash your hands, and behave yourselves. There's a vaccine on the way. So be good and don't get sick. We'll see you next year. Bye.
Bye.